YouTube, what's happening? It's your boy, and if you don't know now, you know. All the way gang, it's your boy, all the way sincere, and we out here, man. We on that NBA Live 19. Now, look, I appreciate that view, I truly do, but you know you gotta like and sub my boy. Hit that noti bell for me one time, so you can know when I post. Now, listen, shout out to Till House, bro. He put out a video maybe like a few days ago, man. That was like 3 things EA could do to like take over or whatnot. Low key, I've been recording the video for months, man. It's just, man, like that's similar. All my points are completely different. I'm gonna try to go over them in this video. But you know, my focus is how to retain 2K's player base, or how to retain the casual base and have them choose NBA Live over 2K simply by just the fun element of it all. How can we make this game more fun, right? Because I do understand like those other things, and I could talk for days on this about like intricate details as far as like the mechanics and how to improve that, or just things we know about like the player models, body type stuff graphically. Certain things and animations need to change and be more fluid and improve. But I want to focus on like overall just bullet points about fun, and I'll talk a little bit about mechanics right at the end, but we're gonna focus on the fun element. So let's talk about live events, right? Because I feel like live events is a huge opportunity for people to choose NBA Live over 2K, because I think the way that they do events, I feel like is a little bit better than 2K. Although I do think that 2K has good events, right? But it's all PvP. That's the big thing. And like you have some PvE stuff that's out there like Court Conqueror, but you still gotta have like friends, or you still gotta play with randoms. We know how it is playing with randoms and whatnot. Whereas when you do the challenges over here, right? You do challenges, you can get shoes, you can get gear, you can even unlock animations. I love that aspect. You can unlock animations that you can only unlock like within live events. That's dope. And then you might play against YouTube influencers, street ballers like the Professor, Bone Collector. You might play against Nipsey Hussle or the Migos. You might play against NFL players. Bro, it's crazy all of the stuff that they incorporate into this. And during any like actual game cycle, when they're supporting the game, this is always changing as well. What I love about it is you can see right on screen where you got a ton of solo events as well as co-op events. So solo events, you can actually play with friends, or you can play the challenge by yourself. This is also something that's super dope, right? Because you just get more mileage out of your player. So now I can play the league, I can play the Streets World Tour, and I can play live events by myself. Whereas in 2K, I mean, you really can only play my career games. That's really all you got. On next gen, they just started adding some NPCs. You got like 24 challenges that you can do kind of by yourself. That's dope, but they really need to expand on that quite a bit. I think they just neglect that part of their player base that want to interact with that part of the game, but don't really want to play online, or they don't have friends to play online like that. And then whenever they play with randoms, they have bad experiences, so they just rather play alone, but they just get bored playing my career games. This on NBA Live gives you all of this like solo content, so you just get more mileage out of your player overall. And then I just like how you can play with all the different like players and play against all the different people. It's pretty dope as well. But the area of opportunity, right, is to actually add a PvP component. I know I talked about the solo part of it, but just add a PvP component where you can jump in and you can play against people in all of these challenges, right? Live people if you want, for whatever reward that's there. That'll keep everybody, because some people just like, they only feel challenged when they play online against people instead of playing against bots. So it's super important that you can expand your live events by just having it optional to play against people in the same event. Also, something that would make it a lot more fun is, say you have like the Migos. If you want to be Offset, I should be able to choose Offset and use Offset. That would just be that much more fun. Or Patrick Mahomes or whoever, bro. It just would be way more fun if I could do that. So I think that would give you something that's completely unique to the live experience, and people would love that. That would just be super dope. I feel like they should add, and I'm sorry to sidetrack, just something else, and I'm gonna just speak about it quick. Like, you see all these tabs, like court, live runs, streets. They should add one more tab, and it could just be for street ball. And they need to put like where you can take the one player, and then you can go play a mode that's just like NBA Street. They just need to build that into the game, bro. They add that one thing in. They don't have to do nothing else. If they added that one thing in, everybody would still play this game, all while probably still playing 2K. You would still come over here to play like an NBA Street component. Don't make a separate NBA Street game. Integrate it into this game where you have an option. Just like 2K has like the little street thing when you trampoline ball and whatnot. That's trash to me, but at the same time they have it. It's something separate that you can do NBA Street within this game. Your sales will skyrocket. Now anyway, live run, they completely need to fix this, because this is the PvP portion of like how you interact with the one, and bro, it's so trash. Just because if I want to make a 3v3, because I play 3v3, I gotta make a private room, invite my friends gotta get in. Sometimes they can't get in, sometimes I can't find them to even invite them. Then once we get in, then I gotta open the room up. People gotta come in to load in. Sometimes they don't load in. Sometimes they wait so long that the people that I got in, they fall out and I gotta wait again. Sometimes people that are trying to glitch a player to 100, you can tell they're a brand new player, they jump in, which they should be watching my old video where I showed you how to do that solo offline. But anyway, they in, then they drop out. Like, it's crazy. Like, it could go from 5 minutes up to 30 minutes just to play one game. Now, let's just say you play the game. What's dope is, say you have a good game, right? Everybody come back to the same lobby. That's fire, right? That way we can just run it back. And I don't know these people, they random, so I do want to run it back, so it's cool. But like, if you playing against people that are trash, bro, or just not that good, you might play those people 1 or 2 times. That's cool. But playing them 6, 7, 8, 9 times, I done played against people that I beat by a wide margin like 10 times in a row. It just gets boring. First of all, it's boring that I have to wait. I'm not interacting with anything. I'm just sitting there doing nothing, waiting to play. Then I'm killing this other team and they just garbage. They're forcing me out of my own lobby. So now we all gotta leave, set up a whole nother lobby. It's just bad as far as like interaction here. It's not like making me feel like I'm getting progress going forward, right? So what I would suggest is to take the like Streets World Tour, and when you take the Streets World Tour, like take some of these locations that you go to, like Hoop Dome, you know, wherever, I don't care where it is, it don't matter, Dykeman, Venice Beach, anywhere. And when you go to these areas, right, in Canada, France, all over these locales, it don't have to be like my part where you got 8 courts going or whatnot. Make it to where it's only like 2 courts going. That way maybe you can have more locales. Or if you have like the Hoop Dome, for instance, it's just 1 court going, right? But just make it to where you can go to these locales and then you can get on a next spot. You can go and run over to another court. That way, at least if I'm not getting the game, I'm feeling like I'm always making progress towards getting a game. Like I'm interacting with the game to get a game. You feel what I'm saying? Because otherwise it's just gonna be boring and you're just gonna lose interest and you're gonna fall off. At least that's how I am, and I feel like a lot of people feel that way. When they're not doing anything, they lose a ton of interest, bro. So that would be my improvement on that. As far as like the one player itself, I think that's a huge dub for live, bro. They win like every time with this just because of the player engagement, like in the interacting with like being connected to like Kawhi Leonard, right, or Steph Curry or King Olajuwon or whoever, right? When you make these players, you feel so much more invested in getting them maxed out, because you're basically taking the path or the icon path of one of your favorite players. And I think that is so important, because say you play my player on 2K It's the same generic story for anybody that you make. And bro, people are just not interested. It's the same thing with Madden or FIFA when they try to do those stories, bro. It's like you don't know who that generic story player is coming from, so you don't care. Whereas like icon paths, you're invested because you are a basketball fan. You know who Steph Curry is when you pick the icon path, so you're invested. Now the way that they can improve this is they already have an NBA license, right? So they get to take the actual broadcasters like Jay Williams and Jalen Rose, and they got Stephen A and Max Kellerman. Integrate this more into your rise completely. If you do this, it will bring that much more immersion and fun to the game because this will mirror real life more. You know, this would be so dope if you can bring some NBA players over to do some cutscenes and stuff like that. That would be super dope. Now, I love the primary and secondary skills that they have as far as the new icon skill that's been added as well. That's dope. I'm gonna show y'all something. First of all, I hate that I can't just click L3 or R3 or something and see a complete like overview of my player where I can see all his attributes. I gotta go to the league, I gotta go to roster, all of this. But let me show y'all. Primary and secondary skills are amazing. I really like the idea of that along your icon path, but again, like ways we can improve and make the game more fun, where you can get more mileage out of your player because you just need more tools in your toolbox. I'll show you. We go to skills, right, on this player. And when you look at my skills, bro, so I gotta get here just to even look at my attributes. So that's why I was saying it just feels cheap in like a mobile game or something that I don't have this kind of simple access all the time everywhere in my menus. But anyway, that's a different discussion. You can see, look, I got a 76 contested shot, 70 rebounds, 70 defensive awareness. Let's take the shot off the dribble, right, at a 71. Now 71 is average. That's a C, right? Like if you're in school, that's a C average. So this should be a viable option. It shouldn't be something that I always go to like my primary and secondary, but I should be able to pull this tool out sometimes and use it if it's a 71. Now this particular attribute plays like it's a 25 overall attribute. When it's not in your primary and secondary, you might as well not even attempt to do it. If you try to do it, you are going to fail miserably unless you have all your traits like oriented around something that's not in your primary and secondary, which you would not do, right? And you only get 3 trait slots anyway. That's another conversation of the day. I think they need to increase that to at least 5, double it to 6 or something like that. Makes your players way more versatile. That's another conversation. But like the balancing on these attributes, I've mentioned this in other videos, they need to fix this a lot because I got a 76 layup and I will smoke layups, bro. Sometimes that is just like, how did I miss that layup? And it's because it's not in my primary or secondary. It just makes no sense at all, and I think they need to fix that. That would give your players more balance, because this game is heavily attribute based, bro. And then I think it would fix some of the attribute issues with canned animations as well if they did a better job balancing that. All right, and then just this last thing that I'm gonna cover, and this is where I think I get like way too passionate about it, and I might talk about this part too long, so I'm gonna just try to summarize it best way I can. Fix the dribbling. All right, I'm gonna just say that, fix the dribbling. And my thought process on this is that it will make the game more fun. The reason why I feel like this is so important, 2K I can use as an example because 2K has effectively killed their game twice in the past. Next gen 2K21 and then 2K20. How did they do that? 2K19, they brought dribbling back because in 2K17 the dribble god was like born really in 2K17. This is when everybody popped up, like Hank the Tank, all these people popped up, and they just could do something that just seemed so fluid and smooth, and it also took like a certain level of skill, but also, bro, it's about fun. and entertainment and being lit, bro, like, and having fun with shit. And it just made the game so much more fun. And then in 18 they kind of scaled it back and people got mad about that. In 19 they brought it back, everybody had fun with that. Then 2K20 they tried to put on the guardrails again with dribbling and everybody hated it. And the same thing is happening with next gen 2K21 right now. Now don't get me wrong, things like shooting fadeaways from half court is just retarded. They need to fix that. But at the same time, a lot of people are falling off this game or falling off that game, 2K21 next gen, because they've scaled back the things you can do in dribbling. You can curry slide all over the place, yeah, but there's only so many dribble moves you can do, and that's causing people not to want to play, bro, because you just don't have as much access. It doesn't feel as fluid, and because of that, people are just not having fun. Now there is like this like unrealistic thing that people say all the time, and I feel like they need to check themselves because it's just not real, bro. When people go, oh, I want the game to be more simulation based or whatnot, they go, yeah, I want it to be like, bro, listen, you need to be able to shoot, you need to be able to dunk, you need to be able to dribble, and you need to be able to play defense where you don't feel like you're sliding all over the place and you have control of your player. Shooting realistic versus what the expectation is. Steph Curry shoots the ball amazing, best shooter of all time, but he doesn't even shoot threes at a 55% clip. If he did, he'd be even greater of a shooter. Whereas what the expectation is in a video game is that you shoot the ball at a 70 minimum expectation if you're a backcourt shooter or a wing shooter, bro. Same thing with being a slasher, bro. You need to be able to dunk the ball, and you want to dunk on people. That's why people pick Vince Carter, Vinsanity, and pick wing scorers, because they think they're going to catch all kinds of bodies, when the truth is Vince Carter, in any one game, he was not dunking on people 6, 7, 8 times in one game. That's not what he was doing. But he was still like amazing, probably greatest dunker ever. But this is what your expectation is versus what's actually realistic. Same thing with dribbling, man. Like dribbling, we just need more animations. They need to be able to connect more and be more fluid. You see, I can connect things like that, but I can't connect like certain other moves. And look how far that hezzy into that spin took me outside. This player only has like a 70 dribble, so I don't have access to everything as well, but you need to be able to connect animations a lot better and then have more animations, and they need to be more fluid. You just need to have more of that stuff. If you don't have it, people are just not gonna have fun. They're gonna fall off the game. The vast majority of people are guards. Don't get me wrong, there is a player type. Like me, I can still play this game because I don't crave just like playing in that one play style in that way, but I love to have the option to do it. And then don't get me wrong, yeah, they add in like Bone Collector and the Professor and stuff, but those are canned animations, bro. They don't truly actually get you anywhere. So once you realize that they not really breaking nobody, you just end up like not really using them as much. So I think they need to repair that, because believe it or not, man, dribbling is super important, man. YouTubers come over to this game every year that it comes out. They try to make new videos and try to find stuff and make dribble videos and stuff, and then once they realize that none of that stuff's gonna be in NBA Live like that, they just go back over to 2K. That's kind of how it goes. That's what the expectation is. So this dribbling doesn't have to necessarily be like 2K, but it needs to be something on its own that gives you this option to where you can do something that's really amazing and worth like somebody sitting down and actually watching it, or watching it on stream or whatever, and you getting clips and just having fun, man. Like that is that's what any game is all about, because I think this game is close enough to where they can add some of these things and they'll get a bigger player base, and then you can fine tune the game even more with certain mechanics and footwork and animations and whatnot. Comment below on how you feel about it. Comment if you feel like you disagree with anything that I'm talking about, or what would you do? Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well so you can know when we post. And as always, respect the OGs. Peace.